they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fats, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically your LDL, or your bad cholesterol, if that is above 1.7, you're classed as having too many trigs, which will then flow up your blood cells, create the fatty deposits, which could lead to heart attack, which is basically what LDL does anyway. So my question is, at that point, you know, you're saying the same thing just in a different way. But interestingly enough is that it's also connected to Art UK. Now the nurse did say to me, you do know about UK? And I was like, British Art Foundation, Art UK, who are they? Which is once again a bit weird, because they're saying is that the bad cholesterol is too high, so it's the assumption that the good cholesterol goes up, or the bad cholesterol comes down, or, you know, are they just trying to concentrate on the bad cholesterol and bring that down? But if so, what about the good cholesterol? Like I said, in the tablets, you have the risk in the tablets of bringing them both down. You don't want to do that. So, but a little bit unclear. So I think, to be fair, we'll go for bring your bad cholesterol down under 1.7, which I think is reasonable. But once again, it's yeah, it's a bit, I don't know. It just seems, it feels like a lot of things have just been thrown together. See what they say. Very interesting that you've been to the doctors the day before, give you all this literature, scourge you out to death, and then you don't even pick up the phone. So everything's going onto saturated fats. Try rich tea biscuits, 0.7 sat fats. Fine, full of sugar, so you're going to put weight on. And it's just, to me, it's just a really, really poorly written thing. Instantly, if I didn't know what I was doing, I'd just simply say, forget it, you know, it's been an absolute waste of time. And all the sugar that you've had from the extra biscuits and stuff might cancel out or balance out over time. Hopefully you won't put that much weight on. Who knows? To produce something using Art UK as the underlying charity to give it credibility. If it had been British Art Foundation, I'd found it far more creditable. My issue with that is, yes, meats do contain saturated fat. They don't contain any sugar. If you cook them properly, you trim the fat off, or you grill them, you lose most of the fats anyway. So why deprive people, right, you can't have bacon, you can't have, you know, your lamb, I mean, you know, avoid butter, but it doesn't say avoid margarine. I'm going to do a video on butter versus margarine when I get back from holiday, and, you know, margarine contains trans fats. Bit of a spoiler again, where butter is naturally produced. So, you know, once again, trans fat seems to be okay. It's after 10 years of research, I'd say this is extremely poor. If you've got a friend who's just been given this, please pass him on and watch the video. I did go back to the doctors. I phoned these people up to ask for a little bit of advice and who they was. The result of the phone call was, you should not have been given this leaflet. Is what am I going to do? What am I going to take from this? I am actually going to take something from it. Yes, I am, even though I think it's a load of rubbish. And what I'm going to do is try it, test it. So what I'm going to do is have some wholemeal bread. I've actually been having it over the weekend and Leanne likes it, so that's a plus. I've also got some walnuts, and I've also got some porridge in. And what I'm going to do is start using these when I get back from Bulgaria. I'll actually start using the wholemeal bread now, like I said, and I've had a couple of handfuls of walnuts, but I'm just kind of playing with it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take those for the next 3 months-ish. 3 months minus 2 weeks, not doing it in Bulgaria. And then I'm going for another blood test. And what we're going to do is have a look to see if the bad cholesterol is lowered by introducing these into the diet on a daily basis.
Well, that was 6 months ago. Now it's time to see what happened and what the result is. Welcome back to the channel. 6 months ago I went to the doctors and was told that there's a new thing come out called UCLP. I wasn't too happy with it because initially I thought it was a condition with the way that they presented it to myself. Then found out later on, if you look at the first video, is that it's actually a dieting plan. So I decided to give it a go. So last year, for the first 6 months, I was doing my book, Powerplan, or We Can't Spell Success Without You, Powerplan. And then the second 6 month was going up through July, up to December, in an attempt to lower cholesterol. Now, in my situation, my cholesterol issue is hereditary. It's not caused by diet. So it'd be interesting to see anything that can help. Now, cholesterol levels should be under 5. At the time we're taking the blood test and being recommended to go on UCLP, it was actually 4.1, which is a very, very good cholesterol reading, even though it's supervised by our medication. And that breakdown was basically 2.1, which was the bad cholesterol, and 2, which was the good cholesterol. Now, my cholesterol levels normally are very, very low on the good side, normally about 0.6, 0.8. So to actually have a level of 2 and actually almost a 1-to-1 ratio, for me is absolutely brilliant. However, because the bad cholesterol is above 1.7, it's felt that UCLP will actually help that and actually reduce it from 2.1 to 1.7 or below, therefore even lowering risks of heart attacks and, you know, stroke and things like that, which is a wonderful thing to talk about when it's hereditary and you can't really do that much about it. So after careful consideration, I decided to do the plan. Looked like it came from UCLP partners. I can't prove that, I can't disprove that. Nobody's come across and said that's true or false, so no idea. I'll dismiss that from this video. We have to go with it's called the Ultimate Lowering Cholesterol Plan, which always sounds good. And it's being promoted by Art UK. Like I said in the last video, I don't know who Art UK is. I still don't know who they are. I went to the British Heart Foundation thinking that would be a sister charity, and they don't know who they are either. So, absolutely no idea on that one. So what I was going to do making this video was jump on the old internet, as you do. What I wanted, just make that bigger for us all. And what I wanted was the UCLP at a glance PDF, because this is where we actually received the information. I got a booklet from the doctors at the time, and sure enough there we have the link, which is UCLP at a glance. Now this is a fact sheet that I was given to actually use as a guideline. And just let it load. Of course, what's interesting about this, if you look at the top, it is from uk.org.uk, so that's consistent. So, you know, if they've tested this thing and it's out UK, surely it's got to be good. And we just wait a while for this to load up. I must admit, the first time I downloaded this, it didn't take so long, so I'm not 100% sure what's happening with it. And eventually, this is what we get, which is, there's nothing to see here. The spreadsheet, the PDF is gone, and it doesn't seem to be on at UK anymore. And this to me is very worrying, if this is meant to be the wonderful thing for heart issues, and now it suddenly just seems to have disappeared. However, don't worry, because I did have a printed version, which is here. And what I'll do is bring this up here. I also took a download at the time when I did download it, and I managed to keep it. Well, the main thing about this spreadsheet, this fact sheet, is very simple. The first part of it's on about motivation, which we spoke about last time, and then this bit's about sugar substitution. So, for example, go for normal biscuits rather than chocolate biscuits, and also go for savoury things, you know, presumably crisps rather than a donut, that sort of stuff. So this side of it can absolutely be written off. Put that through. So I was just literally not interested in that side of it. Just be sensible and motivated. which doing these sort of things here, so that's fine. The other thing what we wanted to have a look at the back was there's a section about plants and stanols, which is basically root vegetables. Now at the time when I was down with the health trainer, we was told don't worry about that because your cholesterol is controlled. So that was not applicable. And the other thing was we ended up with a group of products here, which was actually being promoted by Allpro. Allpro's the sponsor of this. So on basics is that I don't want to do anything where people are making money out of an illness. So I ignored that. But the only thing we've got left of the entire sheet is that little bit there, which I've circled. And what that means is it's an encouragement to eat products with bran. It's also an encouragement to have breakfast, have nuts, things like walnuts, not peanuts, but you can have walnuts, for example. That was a good one which I went for. Bread, if you're having bread, you want wholemeal bread, not white, not necessarily brown. And finally, you'll go for things like porridge, or go for something like Weetabix, all bran, fruit and fibre, that sort of thing, which will be a pretty good thing.
Bit more really.
Yeah.
So like wholemeal bread, like you said, fruit and veg. If you could manage to have a bowl of porridge a day, or 2 or 3 days a week,
Porridge rather than all bran.
Yeah,
I thought the bran, all bran, full bran would have been better, I don't know, than porridge.
Well, it's just that porridge oats, I'm not talking about ready brecken,
No.
these ones that you put in the microwave. Proper porridge oats, they're known to reduce bad cholesterol.
Right.
That, exercise wasn't included in this, made it perfect for the time. But that's all what it is. So what we're trying to do is eat those. There's like your nuts, have your porridge, have a good breakfast with fibre in it, and have wholemeal bread, that sort of thing. Just be a bit more conscious about fibre and eat that. Now at the time, my concern was very simple, is that if you're eating nuts and bread, it's going to slow the digestive system down, which I would predict would gain weight. Very, very simple. So, 2 tasks what we've got really is 1, don't gain weight, and 2, using what I've just said, reduce the LDL or bad cholesterol in the bloodstream from 2.1 to 1.7, therefore improving the overall cholesterol reading from 1.4 to 3 point whatever it would be. So what I want to do now is just have a quick look at the historical blood tests which I had up last time, and like I said, the overall cholesterol reading 4.1 with good cholesterol of 2 and bad cholesterol of 2.1. So that's our start point. And if I bring up a weight chart, you'll see is that for the first 6 months while I was using the Powerplan, which I've written, is that the weight steadily decreased right the way through to June, and then I decided to switch to UCLP. Now looking at the next 6 months, we can see that the weight is steadily increased, almost a mirror, so almost doing the exact opposite effect from what my plan does. To the point where the 6-month weight loss which I did on my plan seems to have been reversed by the end of UCLP. So the fears that I had about weight loss, and don't get me wrong, like I said, it's almost like an hereditary problem with weight. It's not, but when I was 1 I was a stone, when I was 10 I was 10 stone, when I was 17 I was 17 stone. I'm 49 now, so really I should be 49 stone. So to actually be quite big but be under, at the moment probably about 18 stone 10, but I'm very fit without no diabetes or anything, which is brilliant, and that's all credit to the plan. If I hadn't done that, 49 would have been easily 49 stone. And if you actually look at the graph, there's a line there which is just above. In fact there's 2 lines, and that's showing the weight for the last couple of years, so that's 2016 and 2017 prior to going onto the plan. And if you look at the weight that we're at the end of UCLP, we can see that it's still a couple of stone under the weight which was about 12 months ago, and once again that's the effect of a plan. So this is now 12 months on, and I've still got a good few stone off. I was 21 stone in November, 6th of November in 2017. So, and that's the day when I got diagnosed with diabetes type 2. It's actually good is that the weight still is off, but very, very disappointing that UCLP has encouraged the weight to go back on again. But one of those things, you're looking at it positively. If this is now actually helped with the cholesterol levels, then that could be a small price to pay. So at this point in the video, what I wanted to do was simply look at the past results. I know I kind of briefly touched it, but I just wanted to give it a little bit more justice. And also when I was doing the video, as you can probably tell, I was really down because this was quite an upsetting thing. So the first thing I want to say is that the cholesterol level before the plan was 4.1, which consisted of bad cholesterol or LDL at 2.1 and good cholesterol at 2.
So we like your tricks. These are HDL is the good cholesterol and non-HDL is bad, and then as well as that, trigs are bad. So they're the ones that lay down fatty deposits in your vessels, and that's what we worry about for causing heart disease and stroke.
Yeah.
So your level at the moment is above what we recommend. It should be less than 1.7 and it's 2. And your good cholesterol's a bit below what we like it to be.
Yeah, well that's always, since I've started with atorvastatin, that's always come down almost equally to the bad cholesterol.
Has it? Right.
So say if it was like that when I was 8, when I've got down to 5, it's kind of
it's
done
always
it that
fallen,
way.
right.
Yeah.
Ways of increasing your amount of good cholesterol. I mean, your ratio of good to bad is actually good.
So what was actually hoping for, the good result of that LDL going down to 1.6. So if we look at this slide, we can see if the LDL did go down to 1.6, or the bad cholesterol, therefore reducing heart attack, strokes, etc., and the good cholesterol increased to 2.5, that would still give us a reading of 4.1. But the good cholesterol is risen quite a lot, which would then help to filter out the bad cholesterol. So moving forward, this would be an absolutely excellent result.
But it'd be ideal to get the good cholesterol risen, if possible, which is almost impossible to do.
I know, it is
but nobody's mentioned about the bad cholesterol being at a certain point.
Or if the bad cholesterol is reduced to 1.6 and the good cholesterol stays at 2, then once again the good cholesterol is above the bad cholesterol, which means that this would be more maintainable moving forward, because the good cholesterol will help to get rid of the bad cholesterol and control it. However, this would mean that the overall cholesterol level would be 3.6, which I think would probably be low, but it's currently at 4.1, so that would just simply be 4 points less than what it is now. But these are the type of results which I'd be expecting. Now let's have a look at the actual result to see what happened. So what we'll need to do now is have a look at the cholesterol reading. And this is the cholesterol reading after the plan, the UCLP plan. And what we discover is the overall cholesterol reading is now showing an increase from 4.1 to 4.7, which is extremely disappointing. The bad cholesterol, the LDL, is now 3.4, which is a huge, massive increase. That's jumped quite literally from 2.1 to 3.4. And
they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fats, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fat, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically and they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fat, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically and they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fat, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically and they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fat, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically and they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. So if you have saturated fat, trans fat, etc., the LDL will increase, and this is giving you the chance of your veins become blocked because of the excess fat that you're having. However, if you're having olive oil, grapeseed oil, then that goes towards your HDL, which you need for a healthy lifestyle. And how it works is basically and they give me this. Now every time you go to the doctor to give you something like this and you get the header at the top, even if it's things like whiplash or whatever, you know that that is potentially a new condition, and that's exactly what I assumed. So how it all works is basically you have LDL, which is your bad cholesterol.